And we are live. And let me turn on the lads who aren't muted. How's it going, lads? We're live.
Sweet.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
And usual, how's everyone's week been? We'll start from my left. Funky, how's your week been?
Shit. If I'm honest, people know that my mum got taken into hospital with a heart attack on Monday. So yeah, my week's been pretty shit. But she's coming home tomorrow. She'll be home, so I'll go and visit her before the big Dwarfheim stream, which leads me on to the big Dwarfheim stream tomorrow from 7 o'clock in the UK. We'll be live on Steam. These guys are joining me in some games, as well as some other guys as well. We'll be playing some custom games, and I think Vino wants to have a battle of the minds with me. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, live from 7 o'clock GMT on Steam, and then afterwards we've got like an after party on Twitch. We've got games to give away. We've got all sorts going on. I think my Twitter is coming up along on underneath my character, so all the details will be there tomorrow morning. Yeah, go and check it out. And then
I have a command in chat, and it's for some reason I can see it's in Streamlabs. It's not running, so I have a command to also promote that as well.
And then on Sunday we are having the first Golf with Your Friends Crazy Golf. No longer my friend after this tournament.
It's golf with your frenemies anyway.
Yeah. So golf with your friends tournament. It's going to be party mode. It's going to be a lot of fun. There'll be a Steam voucher to give away, and anything that's donated during the tournament, I will give to a charity, which will be CF Trust, which is cystic fibrosis, because my best friend has cystic fibrosis. So hopefully you guys will come along, play in that, have fun, and have a laugh, and we can watch Vino and Tibbs battle it out for last place.
Considering I win quite a lot with you, yeah, last place, sure. And first let's say Adrian Vulcan. Oh god, why is Lexia Vulcan?
Yes.
There you go.
Roll20's being slow. I'm just logging in.
That's cool.
There's
I
a
don't
little
even think
bar
I'm
that
logged in.
says, we are aware of issues with the site loading at this time. We appreciate your patience whilst we look to resolve this.
Yeah, they have another massive bug with all their outside of maps, everything is broken apparently with Roll20, so yeah.
Oh bugger. Yeah, my week's been alright. Penguins made progress. I finally got my motivation back after probably a month of not being motivated to do very much, so that's good. I blame COVID and lockdown.
Yeah.
But yeah, Penguins is coming along nicely. The AI has been improved. Subjectively improved. Well, I think when the obstacles were in, it's certainly better than it was before. Got some stuff to fix still though.
Except with the floating obstacles, they were my favorite.
Fix that too. That was yeah. But yeah.
And
week's been all right.
Yeah, I've watched your stream so whenever I can. It's the evenings this week have been a nightmare with. Oh, don't get me started on building this computer. It's been a nightmare. But Sola, I heard you've had an exciting week. You've loved every minute of every day.
Wait, a week passed? Shit.
Well, 2 weeks since we played D&D.
2 weeks. Oh boy, don't remind me. They've been filled with work and nothing but work. Terrible humans. Just like not terrible humans, just humans, and I don't like them. But yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. I don't think I'll be joining much for golf, depending on the time. At least, well, Sunday that is, because I've been wanting to check out the latest game from from the creators of Life is Strange, which is called Tell Me Why. Hoping to check out that story-based game sometime Sunday. But yeah, I'll at least be around tomorrow, playing some Dwarfheim.
Cool, yes.
I can feel you, Minnow. Yeah. Just humans. My fucking god. There's a reason we don't pick that race.
I can see someone's playing with cards on Roll20.
Well, I'm just trying to steal your cards. Don't mind me.
I don't know how the cards are in it. But anyway, to flick onto your screen, and hopefully, Veno, you're having a good day. does anyone want to do a recap of? Let me move this theater screen. Does anyone do a recap of what happened 2 weeks ago?
How quick do I want it?
Well, enough that you'd be able to continue.
Yeah, you can give the recap if you want, Tibbs.
Okay, let me grab my notes.
How much can you remember?
How much can I remember? I can remember loads when they're all written down because I have yous in black pen and I have someone else in red pen. I believe two yous went off. The wizard Adran and Ibrus went off to the temple area to find monks or talk to clerics or monks, anyone who you believed could help you decipher what the box was. You met a dragonborn called Durskan, who basically said when he figured out he believes the box is Pandora's box, he was not very excited once he was pretty much confirmed that that was the box. He showed him two of the orbs, the orange and the pink one, and he said the orange one would represent the god. Where is my other? I didn't write the god name down because that would have been super smart. Which was on my desktop, that are pictures, so I will swap over to a different one. The god of
Karametra.
That's the
the
one.
god of harvest.
Yes, that's it exactly. And then you would, if you wanted to go back, basically, if you didn't want the course of the world to change in a dramatically bad way in Durskan's mind, you would need to sacrifice wherever you found, or near to wherever you found the orbs in the first place. You need to sacrifice the orange one in the forest with the nectar of honey and the blood of sacrifice. And he was going to try and find more information on the pink orb, as that wouldn't be his speciality, because he studies more of Karametra, because of the fact that that's what this area and this island has been known for, is being very harvestful, or very plentiful with harvest, and everyone comes here to celebrate harvest, and that's kind of the main god of this island. And the gnome, which I don't have all the things the gnome figured out, was not dicking about. I can't remember the word I used weeks ago, but he was playing around in the village and decided to order a bunch of materials to make hutches out by the farm. If you can remember the farmer's name. The farmer was Trevor, and you were Billy's
the baby.
The baby, yeah. That's what I have written down. And yous all just met up outside of the forest where the rabbits were. And Mr. Nuts was there. You're all kind of just there now. You decided to come out there after sharing all that knowledge with one another. It's kind of midday now, or just after midday, a bit later on in the day. The silence.
Okay.
Yes, sorry, my eyes are just in tears. I'm trying to just
Stay away.
be human.
But you're a dwarf.
Be a dwarf. Sorry, yeah. Getting back into the mindset, you know.
Jeez. No humans in this party. Oh, no, there is. Not as half elf. Yeah.
So how are the bunnies? How are the rabbits?
They are fine. Mr. Nuts took care of them. Mr. Nuts is not happy with you.
Well, he's never been.
No, that's true. But they're fine. They're kind of moving around, but like obviously they keep like one of them will try and hop off and then get pulled back by the rope being attached to them all.
Did we still have a fire going, or was that put out?
Oh, would have been out. It was like
Yes.
it might be embers around, but like it was.
I would like to
Perfect.
restart the fire.
Okay.
Or make some kind of camp again.
Okay, you're not gonna go. You're not gonna sleep in the town, no.
Well, it's midday. I'm not
midday,
going to sleep. I just need fire.
Yeah, you can do that. The other thing you also learned was loads of stuff about the Harvest Festival, which happens in 3 days, where like some people dress up. There's a lot of like campfires and stuff like that, where people bring things to burn in fires inside the forest. There's a couple of religious leaders, and the gnome, which found the name of one of the kind of the most prolific and like most famous, or the big dog kind of guy that everyone wants to be part of his like ritual for harvest, which I have a name written down as Theodore for some reason, so I'm going to presume Theodore is that name, but he hasn't told you that, just in case he forgot something else.
That
Yep.
sounds like a cult.
If Theodore were the master which we spoke to at the temple.
He was with his brothers Simon and
Okay.
Alvin, wasn't he?
Yeah, okay, then that's true then, because it's in the same places. My notes, by the way, are like awful. Like here's some notes, just scribbles with like things of where things are, and then this side is like just two names, which means they're associated with one another.
You need a better way to keep track of that.
Yeah,
Have you heard of
normally write
today's
it up.
Oh, anyway.
I normally write it up, but there's been an issue with the whole changing computer this week, so
Yeah.
I will have them again.
Do I have any water in my water skin? I can't remember.
I'm going to presume so. I think I feel like what you're doing, but you don't have. Yeah, anyway, yeah, you can go get some, or you can. You're near
I mean,
the forest.
while the fire is running, or like after the fire is up, I would like to collect some water.
Yeah, you can go do that.
Yeah, I
You'll
don't know
find a
what
stream near the forest, or down the road or whatever. If you look down, like there is like streams from waterfalls. You're south of the town, so and there's definitely water sources because all the farmers would have been using something.
There is not a chance that since my brewer supply is gone, there's not a chance that I might have just a tiny smear of something used to make tea or some kind of beverage.
1 second. You might be able to find pine needles and make pine needle tea or something along those lines.
I'll do.
Yeah, you find pine needles. They're at the edge of the forest.
All right, sweet. But yeah, I'd like to prepare to make a cup or two of some pine needle soup. Not soup, but tea. Yeah.
Yeah. The others, what are you doing? You last, so when we left it, you were like half thinking of a plan or what you're gonna do for the next few days. You kind of realize that you've moved back in time potentially. It's long before the Long War. From what you can tell, because of all the religious things, or all the religions that were like not outlawed, but like not widely accepted anymore in your time zone, are widely accepted, which you know from history was more common about 200-ish years ago.
From what we gathered, we were about 50 to 60 years before the war.
Yeah, that's what you
Yeah.
believed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is about 200 years, because the war was
Hold
about
on.
150 years. Yeah.
Are we 200 years in the past?
Roughly to your knowledge. Yeah.
And the farm owner was human?
Yeah. There's a bit of an issue there then.
Because if the guy is a kid now, 200 years in the past, that makes him 200 plus years old in today's time. when
Only
we
if it's the
left
same
the
person.
farm to get the rabbits.
Only if it's the same
Who said if it's the same person? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if his grandfather was
It could be a
named,
grandparent called Billy as well. Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't know it's the exact same Billy. I
Because
suppose.
I believe Trevor's father were named Billy, and Trevor's child is also named Billy. So it could be that every other child is named Billy.
And the same thing with John.
We don't question John. John is magical. That's just.
John
I'm
looks
calling
completely
it
different.
now.
He's a different human being
John!
with the same
John!
name.
Yeah,
John
it's just
Johnson.
But
son of
you were
John.
sorry to not Adrian. You were the only one who kind of just noticed that he was just skinnier. The other two lads noticed he was completely different.
Yeah, this is entirely out of character. Like John Johnson, son of John. Yeah, all right. Go on then.
Wait on you guys. He's just sitting around camp.
Yeah, thinking about things that are going to happen in the future.
What has the stuff turned up? How
Well,
long
if
until
you're
that
that's what I'm
stuff
going to say. Like, if you're gonna, what's your plan for kicking around for the next couple hours? Because it'll take a few hours for that stuff to get up.
arrives? I'm good. I'm just happy to play. I'll play with the rabbits and the squirrel. Doesn't bother.
Okay. And the other two, you're just gonna sit around for a couple hours.
I'm just gonna sit with my tea and like probably
Recover,
meditate.
You
rest.
also said at one stage you might go back to the
I am to return to the guild. Yeah.
yeah at some point.
Oh, yeah. At some point today.
Yeah. Okay. Couple hours pass. You're all just sitting around, and you notice some people, 3 or 4 people, carrying up large amounts of lumber towards this area, and they're looking for a house and possibly. Clearly it's the guys delivering the stuff. The stuff to make the hutch.
Mm.
Which you two technically don't know about, but the gnome does.
Yeah, so if they're turning up, then I'm just gonna get them to start assembling it. I'm gonna go along and tell them like, go over there, clear this area, start building it here. You know.
You
give them
commissioned you
instructions.
commissioned them to just bring the material.
No, we paid them to build it when they got there.
No,
Yeah,
because we
we
had
did.
this conversation where they were
Yeah.
gonna build it and transport it, or just transport the material. and you
No,
asked
they
them
were going to
transport material.
transport and build it, and that's what we commissioned because I stole the money back, so I didn't really care how much it cost. Remember?
That
Fine.
does ring a bell.
I remember the argument of stealing it back, and you did a 20 on your sleight of hand, which annoyed me. But fair enough. So you're gonna start commissioning them to do that. Okay, they start building.
They're aware that they're going to have to be building it. That's what they were paid to do. So
Okay.
I'm basically being a foreman and telling them clear this area out, start assembling it here. Da 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 da.
Okay.
and all that stuff.
As you start to do that, and people start like in the middle of this garden, you notice that Trevor comes out and he goes, "Whoa, what's going on here?" Looking at everyone, asking them to kind of stop. Like, what are they doing?
all right. Well, I'll tell them to carry on, and I'll go over to Trevor, and I'll just explain. Well, as we discussed, we were bringing these rabbits.
Yeah, but you haven't showed me the rabbits yet. You said you were going to bring the rabbits to make sure that like they're what we ordered a few weeks ago, or you had other rabbits, wasn't it, or something along those lines? And
No, I showed you the rabbits. I came, I showed you them.
no, you didn't.
You were like, "Wow, these rabbits are huge," and I'm like, "They're the best breed of rabbits that there's." And you were like, "All right, I'll take them." We've had this conversation.
No, you never brought them.
have.
In the morning, you walked up to the
definitely did.
house. You walked up to the house when everyone was getting ready for breakfast, or having breakfast, doing that stuff. You walked over to the house. You You told Mr. Nuts to watch the rabbits, and then you
Yeah.
spoke about the
And
rabbits
that was 2
selling
days
them.
ago, and I went and
It's not.
come
It's
back
the same
and
day.
I came back and I spoke to you and I explained it and I showed you the rabbits. We had one white rabbit with me and I had one black rabbit, grey, black, and you were like, "Wow,
This never happened.
yeah, it did."
No, like this never happened. You literally, it's been the same day. You went and spoke to him about selling him the
I'm
rabbits.
telling you, it did.
No, because there's been no time gap. So we never played last week. So literally, you went to him. You had a conversation with him in the morning. Then you had an argument with the dwarf about tying up the rabbits. You went into town with with Adran. You went around town. He's all split up for a while.
But didn't he bring like 2 rabbits up to it?
No, he was going to
And
do
then
that
I-
later on because he asked him to, and he said he'll come back later and never did. This is later. And then he went to make the hutches. This is what I found really strange.
I've already been and done it. I took them, and Trevor was like, "Oh yeah, they're amazing."
No. Let me just block something really quickly so I can have a look. But I don't remember having this conversation. I remember that you were going to come back with them. This is why the hutches made no sense to me, because you never came back with rabbits. You said you would come back with the rabbits and you wanted to see all the rabbits. You were like, no, I'll bring you 1 or 2. And then he's like, well, it's very early. And you went, yeah, I'll come back later on. And it's the afternoon now. Well, it's actually a bit longer than the afternoon. It's about like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Because then you went to town with the wizard to see John and all this.
And then I went back and I went up and I said, "Hey, Trevor, how you doing?" Trevor's like, "Hey, what's up?" And I said, "Here's the rabbits. This is the white one I was talking to you about. This is the black one. We can get you 12 of each." And we'll leave, and we had a conversation. Trevor cooked me lunch. I played with the baby. You remember this, Trevor, don't you?
It's like, no, it's this, no, it's never happened.
There's some persuasion role that needs to be going very well for this to
Yeah,
happen.
exactly. Roll persuasion. It's literally been a couple hours.
18 on the dice plus whatever.
Why'd you roll 2 dice? There's no advantage.
Yes, there is.
How's there advantage? It's the same fucking day.
This is what I do.
You don't get to magically have advantage.
I con people. I trick them. I convince them of things that didn't happen. Read Discord, for fuck's sake.
You can't just have advantage on rolls.
He does.
How does that make?
Because he's a charlatan. That's what he does. That's my character.
Right. Anyway, what's your plus?
But I'll roll 1 dice if you want.
No, we'll take the 18.
The plus is...
I don't have it open anymore.
Oh, shit. Close this down. Plus 4 for deception.
Give me a second. Stupid 22. He's like, today? Like, when was this? Like, at lunch. Like, we had the egg and potato for lunch. Like, that was only a few hours. Like, yeah, yes, I remember. But when are we going to get all the rabbits? Like, why did you take it back if you showed me them? And I've paid you, right?
Yep, you've paid. That's how we were able to get the hutches and everything, and get this being built.
Okay. Right.
We sat here, we negotiated it all. We've got payment up front. We've ordered it all. Here's your hutches. Being built right now.
And where are the rabbits?
They're out the back.
And he goes, okay, and he just like walks to the back of the house because it's like a little small cottage, and goes. He comes back, and it takes about a minute, but he comes back and he goes, they're not there.
Yeah, they are. They're just out the back, being watched. They're safe.
But the back
And
where?
Once the hutches are up, the rabbits will be moved into the hutches.
He's like, okay. He's very confused and just kind of just goes, okay. And how long will this take to make the hutches?
They should be done before the end of the day.
It's like, okay. Yeah, but Billy and is gonna, yeah, okay. I'm sorry, what was your name again? Sorry. I know we've had this conversation before, but what was your name again?
My name?
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Okay. He just pisses off that he just walked back into the house being really confused and possibly gonna go talk to his wife.
I'll go back and carry on getting them to build the cages.
Sorry, I'm just writing a name of gnome.
There's no point. It'll be different the next time someone asks my name.
Yeah, but Trevor's gonna ask, and Trevor needs to know.
You know he's going to have a list of all your names from all the NPCs, so that every time you switch NPC, he'll go like, "Oh, your name again was oh shit, long list."
Like I'll remember. Let's be real. Okay, and well, Trevor goes in. You can see him like talking to his wife, and like, or woman for all we know, and they're like trying to figure this out, and they're a bit. He's confused, and he's trying to. The wife doesn't like you can tell from the gestures, not a pleasant. But obviously, with all the banging out the nails in the wood, it ain't going well. That conversation for him, and he's very confused. But it is what it is in your mind. Just like it's not your problem. Yeah. So the hutches get like. You do anything else?
No, I'm just gonna oversee them building the hutches, and once they're done, the rabbits will go in.
Fine, we're gonna wait for that long. It's now evening, unless someone else wants to do something. You kind of came up to the camp to come up with a plan.
Yeah, well, fuck that. Well, before it gets too late, after I've enjoyed my tea and stuff like that, I'd like to head back into town.
Yeah.
Just to see how the guild is hanging up.
So towards town. So it
Yes.
was a bunch of gnomes in my mind. Bunch of gnomes building everything.
Yeah.
So you knock on the door, and unless you have written down, because this is why I regret building a computer in the middle of a campaign. Do you remember the names of any of them, or did you even ask? I don't think you asked.
I don't think I asked either. I haven't written anything down.
Yeah, and neither do I, which means you definitely didn't ask. Yeah, because I'm looking at those weeks, and there's no names down.
I'm pretty sure they mentioned each other's names, but I just never
Somebody
no.
Go to YouTube and check it out.
We could go to YouTube and check it out, but
Just
then
make them
finding
up.
that
It
day.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. You knock on the door, and he goes, "Oh, welcome. Is it Lord or Sir? Sorry, I forget how to question or to. Sorry. My insolence.
You can just call me Lord. It'll be
Yes.
fine.
And did you decide on what you were going to be able to live without if you want us to have this done in 5 days?
Yes, I don't need the living quarters. As I mentioned earlier, I just need it all to be well, suitable for work at least.
It's okay. So you want to start brewing at once, but when you're brewing, do you mind if we continue to build the quarters? We don't want to not finish the job as originally spec'd.
I don't mind at all, as long as I can, well, as long as it doesn't obstruct the brewing. I'm fine with that.
He's like, okay. He starts to he takes some notes, and he's like, okay, we can work that. And he just shouts, just really loudly, just going rah or something, like inaudible what the hell he's trying to do. And then this other little gnome comes along, and he whispers to him, and like this little gnome has like a shitty little like leather cap on that's like in the shape of like a hard cat, but like it's a leather cap. And he runs off, and you see him go into the building, and then he comes out like dragging along this ginormous, compared to the size of him, like a hammer or mallet. And he just like starts dragging it along the ground as he's like trying to move it somewhere. And he goes, okay, so we will have that ready now. We will need to get the water running quickly through this. And if from your original